Peace. What's happening, y'all? It's Cavario, man. Welcome to another impromptu series or episode of Dope and Game. I'm here at ATL, you know what I mean, with my family. This is Bull. You may know him from the American Gangster series with the BMF episode. This is real, actual BMF. You know, we're on the set here at the Meech Studios in Atlanta with director Benny Boom. And we're doing the BMF documentary by BMF. How about that? Huh? So we and Bull were just talking about, you know, some of the conversations we had back 16 years ago when you know, when I first came upon the brothers and we connected immediately. And you know, I was trying to get them to take some heed to some of the experiences that I'd had, you know, throughout my career and even after my career. You know, I met a great many players, obviously, through my lifetime, you know, being born into the game and so forth. But when I got into the magazine business, had I not gotten into Don Diva magazine and been introduced to so many different aspects of the judicial system and the legal processes and the different ways that you can be trapped off, I probably would have gone back to the game. But because I was constantly being exposed to the different ways that even a smart person can be jammed up, you know, a person with the kind of genetic engineering that I had, you could still be caught up, because for every one way you could think of that you could get jammed, there were 1,000 ways that you never thought about, right? So, you know, I was trying to share some of this information with them at the time, them being, you know, him and Meech and, you know, J-Bo and, you know, just everybody that was in the center of this situation. And it was an unbelievably glorious situation, not in the, so much in the aesthetics of it and the superficiality of it, but in the familial sense. There had never been anything like that, not in my lifetime, not, you know, in my family, but my blood relations, we were connected like this. This were a bunch of guys from a bunch of different places who came together, and there was so much money that money was no longer a concern, and they were actually able to dig into the humanity of it. And to have that kind of a combination it was unprecedented, you know. So I wanted nothing more than to see them win, and I wanted to give them as much of the insight as I had been afforded to help them make sure that they got past that point, you know, and transitioned into a legitimate situation. And we were just talking as we were preparing, you know, to begin doing some shooting. And we were talking about some of those things, and he was explaining to me that when I was explaining to them that you should, you know, try to get into some different situations, that they would have conversations after the fact, you know, and say, you know, that then reflect on what I was saying. So when I would say things like, man, you know, like for instance, that time we were down in Miami and the guy rented the house. It was the Jackie Gleason house, right? And I'm talking to the guy, and the guy was like, yo, your lifestyle is so incredible, man, so crazy, man. You guys should do like a show. I can get you a house on Star Island, and you can do like this show where, you know, you just show your lifestyle. I mean, you're showing it anyway, right? So, you know, the guy was kind of a goof, but the idea was a great idea. This was reality television before reality television. Okay? So when I presented the idea to Meech, we were in the London Hotel in Manhattan, and we normally would stay at the W, but the W had gotten tired of us smoking out the whole floor, so they kicked us out. We couldn't go to W no more. So we were in the London Hotel, beautiful hotel, and I'm talking to Meech, and me and Meech used to get into like these heated motherfucking debates about this shit, right? And so he'd get frustrated with me because I just wouldn't take his responses, you know, for, you know, that, okay, you said that, right? So I said, man, we should really look into doing this show situation. And he said, he said, for what? I said, to get some money. He said, I already got money, Cavario. And I said, yeah, but it's not moving through any recognized financial institution. It's not real. And he go, well, what they gonna do? Lock me up for balling? And I said, yeah, they're gonna lock you for balling. You know, so he was explaining to me that they, you know, remembered everything that I was talking about, and when I would leave, they would talk about it.
No, we really talk about it because it was real conversation. Like the stuff he was talking about, it made sense. But at the same time, he was the old head. You know, he was the old head coming in there talking to us. So You know how the old head come in and talk to the young nigga with some money, man. I don't want to hear that old nigga. Man, I'm about to spend this money and enjoy myself. But what he was saying had some true sense to it. I mean, it made sense. He was trying to tell us to buy businesses back then, but at the same time, buying businesses in our type of field means another charge, which is the RICO. So buying businesses, having the money, I have the money to buy every business I want.
Indeed.
But going to buy it is more of a charge and more of a chance of getting it. So do I go buy the business, take a chance on the charge when I'm already taking a chance on getting this money? I have the money already. So now do I take another chance with my money, spend it on something that I can get another charge for?
Yes.
So it became a catch-22. Like, damn, well shit, I didn't already risk my life. I made the money. So now you telling me to go spend the money on something and risk my life again. I was comfortable with the money. I ain't risking my life, old head. Old head wasn't talking about nothing then till I got on that bunk and was like this, like, damn. Old head told me to buy some motherfucking apartment buildings. Man, I should have bought them buildings. I should have bought that liquor store. And you start thinking about it when the income dwindles down. You could go to jail with $10 million. Your family's still living that $10 million lifestyle. I'm locked up. $10 million lifestyle dwindles when there's no income. Without the income, you losing everything that you have because your family's still living a lifestyle.
That's right.
So I'm in prison, losing my lifestyle. My family's losing everything they got because they can't afford the lifestyle I created. So in a sense, I created a monster within myself and punished my family with the things that I did. Not really punished, but I created a lifestyle that they couldn't afford when I should have created a lifestyle for them on their own and did my things the way I chose to. So, I mean, it was a learning process from the old head, but he gave me some good game. I mean, looking at it now, I look back at, damn, I wish I would have listened being a younger dude then. Now I'm the old head talking to some young niggas, they looking at me like, man, everybody want to hear that nigga spend this money, let's throw it. So I totally get it when it comes to trying to speak to a younger dude, especially a younger dude getting money. It's harder for him to relate to what I'm going through because he's enjoying the money. You know, you can't tell me I can't enjoy this money right now when all this fun is in front of me and you telling me to be sensible and I'm having fun. Like, that's not, you talking sense right now. I'm trying to get loaded and see one of these bad bitches. That's what I'm on. You on some good shit. I'm not being sensible now. But if you just take the time to think and pay attention to what he was saying back then, he was making good sense. I just wasn't trying to hear it.
There was one day we were standing in front of one of the cribs, spot we called Club Kitchen. We had a lot of fun in that place, man. And we called it Club Kitchen because we used to go through the garage and then come right into the kitchen. And you didn't get past the kitchen before it was a blunt, and there was a bottle, and it was the music and pistols and a dozen phones burnt out over here. It was like it was a party. It was a party. You know what I mean? And we were standing out in the driveway, and I think he had gotten the silver 350Z with the blue interior, the blue headline, suede headliner, all that brand new that day, right? And it just pulled up, gotten all customized up. So we stand there, we looking at it, and I said, so how does this all end? And he goes, they come, they take us, we go sit down for about 5-6 years and come home and enjoy our money. I said, oh, okay.
That was the plan.
See, there's your plan and there's their plan. And like I said, if it hadn't been for me doing Don Diva, I would have slipped back into the thing because it was the only thing I'd ever known. That constant confrontation with the reality beyond what I preferred to believe was what kept me on that straight and very narrow, and it was a struggle. It was difficult for me not to take that money when Meech said, yo, put us on the cover of the magazine. It was difficult, very difficult, but
I remember that. He was like, nah,
I can't
I'm not gonna send you to jail.
No,
Like,
I'm not doing
nigga,
that.
what? That was his exact words. Like, I could put you on the cover, but I'm not gonna be the one to send you to jail. That was his exact words. He was like, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? What? And I understand now, like, you was too big. We was too big for our time zone. Like right now, we fit in comfortably with what's going on because we created it.
Right.
But when it was being created, it was out of place. So $2 million in cars is out of place.
Yeah, man.
A
Yeah.
young nigga owning a $3 million house is out of place.
Yeah.
You know, young dude pulling up in a Phantom is out of place.
Yeah, especially when there are no phantoms.
You know, you pull up in a phantom to a judge that ordered one on his own and asks you, how did you get that?
Right. It's not available for 6 months.
Like it's another 6 months before they're even available. How did you get it?
That's right.
He's like, I'm a judge. And right then you lock up like, oh, I'm talking to him. Like, he's a judge. Like, hey, I just did what I had to do to get it, sir. But deep down inside, I'm like, damn, you a judge and can't get a car I got? That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you really don't know how to get it. Pay an extra $100. That's how I got it.
Real
but
shit.
At the end of the day, and he knew that. He knew he had to pay an extra $100, and that's why he's asking me, how did you get it?
How did you get it?
I paid the $100.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions that really couldn't be answered, man.
You couldn't answer. I mean, because if they were incriminating by the people who was answering, you can get asked by a white dude, hey, how'd you get to afford a $400,000 car? How old are you? 22. What do you do? You start thinking of something to tell it.
Yeah. I've been there. That's how I knew what it was. I've been there. I used to be like, yo, this is crazy. All the things I recognized later, I could have been doing all those things I was telling people that I did. I could have been doing them, but I didn't believe that. I only saw myself as what I was. And I recognized
your
that.
blinders is definitely on, because you blind to the fact that ain't nobody doing what you're doing. So
Yep.
I'm blind and you're blind.
Yep.
You're blind because you can't see what I'm having fun, I'm enjoying life. I'm blind because you're at a slower pace than me, so you look at life at a slower pace, like, hey, you can fix this, you can do that at a slower pace. Well, I'm moving so fast that I gotta get this car before the new one come out. I'm not thinking about what I'm buying that to make what, $3,000 a month? I just made $20,000 today. So $3,000 a month ain't really gonna help me, so I'm gonna go finish doing this.
Yeah, man.
Until you get to that point where you need that $3,000 a day.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, man. So, sharing these stories is not about a self-aggrandizing or, just trying to, high side on cats and nothing like that. It really is about sharing the benefit of the experiences.
It's a blueprint to get out the way.
Yeah, man.
It's a blueprint from somebody who's been through it to get you out the way.
That's right.
I'm gonna give you the blueprint of what I went through. Not that I went through it and I'm better than you. It's like, hey, this is where I messed up. Pay attention. Like, this is where they hit me at. Like, don't do that, because I got hit doing that. Young dude gonna say, oh, yeah, this is what y'all was doing. No, they still looking at you the same way.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's just an easier way to follow you. They got drones and everything
right.
else now. They
That's
didn't
right.
have that when they was chasing
That's
us.
right.
You
Yeah.
getting chased by electronics.
That's right.
I was getting chased by a white dude in a car.
Right.
So it's definitely different. So
They couldn't keep up.
nah,
We was doing 100 miles an hour
all day long.
everywhere.
Everywhere. I went. Turning
that-
corners I don't even need to turn.
That 350 that he got that day, that morning after the third club, we were on our way back, heading to the house, heading to club kitchen, and he smacked that motherfucker up against the motherfucking wall on 85,
Left it there.
doing about 100 miles an hour, and got out, brand new car, hadn't had it 24 hours, left it there.
Lifestyle.
That's it. I tell you, man, really, man, think critically, man. Live wonderfully. Peace. Raised by wolves, inside the life and mind of a guerrilla hustler. Intro. As a child, in the constant presence of gangsters, I overheard a lot. I remember hearing it said that it's better to be feared than to be loved. I remember gangsters who tried to live on love, and I remember that it almost always ended badly for them. But then, many of the feared didn't fare too well either. I remember an afternoon in a Harlem classroom long ago, after collecting a writing assignment from me. My first grade teacher, whose name I no longer recall, said, "You write well, Cavario. You could be a writer." I remember sneering and remarking, "A writer? I'm gonna be a gangster."
Hard hit the block, getting scarred up, rob 'em. Meet you up Edgecombe, the dead zone. Base heads is happy, crooks is tacky, $5 hustlers, sharp as fuck, rockin' khaki. Niggas in the hallway, raw way. One light out, waiting to stick up, to slide to the hideout. Gangsters been blowing piff. We got an older gift, live it. That time it meant get time. I'm on the average when I'm fucking. Before as that let go, I'm strutting. 100 pellets in your face, chuckling. Niggas is niggas, but that ain't me. I'm a super nigga.